Yes, you read that correctly, Earth has zero measurable curvature. I've been researching flat Earth for more than 5 years, and have yet to find an inch of measurable Earth curvature. I know, with all the globe proofs and photos of Earth from space, but it's true, Earth has no measurable curvature. Don't believe it? Then follow along, and I will show you it is all about programming the minds of children, to more easily control them as adults. This means people like Carl Sagan, Bill Nye, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Michelle Thaler, NASA, the leaders of our countries, as well as the entire education system, is designed to indoctrinate children into believing a false reality. If Earth has zero measurable curvature, it means everything space-related has been a lie, taught to each and every one of us from early childhood. A definite crime against all of humanity. What is the one vital requirement needed, in order to have a spherical planet Earth, like the one we see in every alleged Earth photo from space? The answer is measurable curvature. Planet Earth has to have measurable curvature in order to match the perfectly round planet Earth. And why do these alleged photos from space have artifacts like this, when I play with graphic filters? It's because these images of Earth are created in a darkroom at NASA. Data visualizer and graphic designer Robert Simon, also known as Mr. Blue Marble, says, "It is photoshopped, but it has to be. Planet Earth has to have measurable curvature in order to match the perfectly round planet Earth." Think about this one undeniable fact. You can't have a spherical planet Earth without curvature. Zero measurable Earth curvature points directly to a level Earth, and tells us we've been lied to since the day we were born. You can verify this for yourself, by taking the time, to prove globe Earth has measurable curvature. When I am making observations over water, trying to measure Earth's alleged curvature, I use Earth curvature calculators to do the math. The math is simple if you have your camera at sea level, and it shows the number of the beast, 666. The math is, miles times 0.666, for example, 28 miles times 28 miles, times 0.666, equals 522.8 feet of alleged curvature. Here is that math using an Earth curvature calculator. Here you can see my eye level is 0 feet above sea level. The target I am observing is 328 feet high, and 28 miles away from my camera. Notice, with my camera at 0 feet, the horizon should start dropping away immediately. I use 28 miles in the example, because 28 miles is the distance to an island I see while walking Dennis Beach, New Brunswick. Let's put this math to work as I walk from 80 feet above sea level, down to 3 feet above sea level, and see how much curvature I can measure. The math tells us there should be 522 feet of Earth's alleged curvature blocking 100% of the 328-foot-high island, 100% of the time. Let's see just how accurate these calculators are. I will start at 80 feet above sea level, and then I will walk down from 80 feet to just 3 feet above sea level. Here are 3 alleged Earth from space photos. Notice that United States appears to be 3 different sizes. As a globe believer, how would you explain this? My camera is 85.5 feet above sea level. I am at Dennis Beach, New Brunswick, looking 28 miles to Isle Haute, which is 14 miles off Nova Scotia's coast. When I arrived at Dennis Beach, it was so hazy offshore, I had to stare for a few seconds to be sure I was seeing Isle Haute 28 miles out. I adjusted the gamma and contrast to decrease some of the haze so I can show you what I see. Isle Haute is 328 feet high in the center. There should be 185 feet of curvature blocking both points, which are below 90 feet. The point on the left is 90 feet high, and the point on the right is 60 feet high, where it drops off to the water. The fact we still see both points proves zero measurable curvature to the island from an 85.5-foot eye level looking 28 miles away. Now I will walk down the gorge, next to Dennis Beach parking, from 80 feet down to the beach at 20 feet above sea level, and see how long we can see the island. This is a steep hill, and today it's extremely slippery for the first 15 to 20 feet down, so please forgive the camera movement, and my complaining. Let's look a little closer at the 2 points. My eye level is 85.5 feet above sea level. There should be 185 feet of alleged curvature to Isle Haute. Note, the arrow is pointing to the 90-foot high point, but if you look closely you can see the top of the trees on the 60-foot point, at the lagoon. The point on the right drops off at about 60 feet above sea level. The red arrow is pointing at rocks 25 feet above sea level, which are blocked by high tide. Again, there should be 185 feet of curvature blocking the point and those rocks to the right of the point. I have just shown you there is zero measurable curvature from an 85.5 foot eye level looking 28 miles to Isle Haute.
Walk down here, down to the beach, 80 feet below, well 60 feet below, sorry. I'm at 80 feet. The beach is at 20. You can still see the points there. Let's see how far we can see the island. Oh, this is so slippery this morning. My eyes are at 80 feet now, 80 feet above sea level.
With my camera at 80 feet above sea level there should now be 193 feet of curvature. Note that the bottom of the split is 225 feet above sea level, leaving just 32 feet below the split visible. Yet we can still see the points at less than 100 feet.
So many mosquitoes. Oh, this is really tough here this morning.
There is zero measurable curvature, from an 80-foot eye level, looking 28 miles. From a 70-foot eye level, there should now be 210 feet of alleged curvature. Yet again, there is zero measurable curvature, and we still see the 90-foot point.
This is about 60 feet.
Now my eye level is 60 feet, where we should encounter 228 feet of curvature. Remember, I told you the bottom of the split is 225 feet above sea level. We should see nothing below the split, yet we are seeing the entire island. Think about that. You cannot have a spherical planet if there is zero measurable curvature. It's time to start doing your own research. I now have a 50-foot eye level, which demands 250 feet of curvature. The top of the point, on the right side of the split, is 250 feet above sea level, meaning we should see nothing below the top of that point. Yet we still see the entire island. I am still dropping in elevation, I just can't see through or over the trees. I removed the audio, and sped up the video, until I get through the trees. I now have a 30-foot eye level, looking 28 miles. There should now be 300 feet of curvature, blocking all but 28 feet of the island. I want you to notice we can still see the top of the trees on the 90-foot point. Again, there is supposed to be 300 feet of alleged earth curvature blocking that 90-foot high point, but it is not blocking those treetops. I keep repeating myself, but the fact is, there is zero measurable curvature on globe Earth. From an 85-foot eye level down to 30 feet there has been exactly 0 feet of measurable curvature. I am standing at 20 feet above sea level now, with a 25.5-foot eye level, where there should be 317 feet blocking all but 10 to 20 feet of the island. The thing is, the island is still quite visible. It's kind of like there is no measurable curvature at all. From my 20-foot eye level, looking 28 miles to the 328-foot high Alot, we should encounter 338 feet of the globe Earth's curvature, which should block the entire island. Yet there it is, not being blocked by globe Earth curvature.
Let's go down to the beach.
I like to turn my camera and focus way down the beaches to see what I can see. Things appear to get smaller the further they are away from us. They don't really get smaller, it's called angular size change. And the further they get the harder it becomes to resolve detail, until they eventually blend into their surroundings. In this case the lady and her dog are a quarter mile away, just over 1,500 feet. My camera is now 3 feet above sea level. There should be 446 feet of expected curvature, blocking 100% of the 328-foot high island. I was going to walk out to the sand, but the sea moss is wet and extremely slippery. Note, getting another 3 feet lower isn't going to magically make the island disappear. Zero measurable globe curvature leaves us with a level plane, not a planet. I have made this same observation more than 1,000 times, since learning Earth is not a spinning ball in an infinite vacuum, and not once, in my 5 years of researching, have I found an inch of measurable curvature. Saying the Earth is a spherical planet, in an infinite vacuum, without having your personal proofs on your channel, only shows you are still controlled by your childhood programming.